Hey guys, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the door strikers on a W123 Mercedes-Benz. This is a 1981 Mercedes 240D, but this process will be the same for all the models and variants that this vehicle came in. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what you're going to need. First of all, you are going to need a 5mm hex. Make sure it's 5mm. These are very easy to strip. I don't know, if you've done any research, you'll notice people say they strip very easily. They do. So just make sure it's 5mm and put some pressure into it while you're removing them. The second is you're going to need, if you don't want to replace the whole striker, because most of the time it's just this little bit, I'll show you where it goes, and this is what causes the door not to close all the way. These are 3D printed ones I got off Amazon for just a few dollars, and well, they're crap. And I found a guy on a different video, and he suggested this company that's out of Bangkok. And these, if you can't tell already, they're flexible and they're actually made of rubber of some sort. So this means they will not just immediately break when you use them. I'll put a link in the description, but they're called Auto Part Professionals is what the company's actual name is. But I'll link the link to these specifically. I think they were $30 or so with shipping. So then that's with, this is 2026, so the tariffs are there. But it wasn't too bad in shipping. I think these are like $22, and then it was like $20 in shipping. Which, considering a new door striker whole thing is about $15 each, I would say this is not a bad deal. So let's go ahead and get into replacing these. We'll start with this driver door. As we can see, I replaced this with one of the plastic ones from Amazon, and it's already just gone. It's not even in here anymore. It completely fell apart already. Do make sure that you somehow mark where your door striker goes, because it doesn't need to go back in the same exact place. I did mine by just simply leaving the dirt around it, and it's pretty easy to line back up because, well, you can see where it once was. This bit, the round bit on the new little strikers. So what happens is it sits in there like this, and when you on your door card, you'll notice there's this little striker pin, and what this does is it engages it a little bit early before the door actually hits the pin. That way it wants to latch like that, rather than just you have to slam it, because slamming these doors aren't kind, nor do they make the nice clunk sound that the Mercedes door should make. So let me go ahead and remove this and show you how to take it apart and insert one of these. When I took my driver's side door out, we have a metal shim, and followed by another metal shim. So this side has two metal shims. Just I wouldn't recommend doing it, but if you were to remove all of them at the same time, remember how many shims were on each door, because some of them are different. Let me get a screwdriver and pry off this backing plate, this shim. It seems to be a little bit stuck on. I'm able to wiggle it off. So to take this apart, all you need to do is just pull the black piece out, and it has like these little guide rods it mounts on, and it's pretty simple. So just go ahead and just remove it. And just like that, we have all this apart. I'm going to go ahead and clean up this a little bit, and this a little bit. You get all this old white, I'm guessing it's either grease or old bits of the old one of these. So, and then I'm going to add a little bit of lubricant to it, so that way everything moves nicely. So let me go ahead and clean all of it up. Alright, clean the area up, and on the bottom you'll see the hole for the striker to actually door latch is set into. And there's a hole there for some striker to mount to, and it'll just mount quite nicely. And we will just take the freshly cleaned door mount, I guess striker mount, and we're just going to take it, and as you can see it has a cutout almost exactly how that is, because that's how it's going to sit. The metal ridges will go into the right here you'll see the metal, and right there you'll see the metal, so it'll all just mount perfectly up just like that. And as we can see, now there's no more very large awkward gap. So now we can go ahead and remount this. So the easiest way I found to mount these so that these shims are back in place is to put all 4 bolts in, and as you can see, the shims do just slide in, so that way you don't have to worry about having to get everything lined up while these are trying to like fall off. Just get all 4 screws put in to where they're just barely threaded and just slide them in. Okay, so it took a little bit of adjusting, but I now have it to where we're going to do it as soft as I can. Look at that. Oop. Closed. Before you used to have to go like this, slam it, but now you just sounds like a nice vault door sound that these old Mercedes make. No more of the occasional where it's not closed. Okay, so here is one of the ones from the rear passenger door, and as you can see, this one is very original looking, at least to me it is. I just want to show you how crumbly it is. I'm going to take it apart and show you. So as you can see, this old, it was replaced I think at some point in time because these don't look entirely original, but yeah, they just decayed over time. But this rubber is still very good, so why let it go to waste when you can just replace the little rubber bits. Here's what the back doors do. So you can see the striker is also missing. It's broken off, but took a lot of force. If you just you just kind of push on it really hard. So let's get that fixed. As you can see on this one, there's only 1 shim. Just be sure you line them all up. But yeah, the kit that you buy from that company, it has comes with 4, so you only need to buy 1. And link in the description. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys next time.